the Department of Physical Education and Sports Science at the University of Limerick has launched an innovative physical education programme called iPlay, which is designed for children and young adults with special needs. And to talk to me more about this, we have Dr. Daniel Tyndall, lecturer in physical education, in studio this morning. You're very welcome.
Good morning.
This iPlay programme, how did it come about and how's it going to work?
It's my experience when I was in the United States. I worked in a program for my doctoral degree. It was called the Impact Program. You know, we're very big into acronyms, apparently. But it serviced about 85 children with different disabilities. And the idea was to help our undergraduate and graduate students understand that population, that type of student. And so it was a very hands-on through physical activity and aquatics. And so I brought the same thing that I've been trained under here. I thought the same program would be able to work well for our undergraduates.
And is it for children and adults with special needs, with special physical needs?
Any. And we've had a lot of inquiry so far about, is this just for, say, persons with a wheelchair? Is this just for persons with cerebral palsy? Any child, 5 to 21, that's our range, is accepted first come, first serve until we create, I guess, a waiting list. We'll put them into groups. They won't be like a 5-year-old with a 21-year-old, but the idea is to just give them activity opportunities.
Okay, and what sort of things will you be doing with these people?
Well, our third-year PE students are going to be paired with each child. So each child will have their own coach or peer buddy. A group of our third-year students are going to serve as lesson plan coordinators. They're going to create what we're going to be doing at each session for an hour. If you're not a lesson plan coordinator, you are that person that is a peer buddy for the student. And we're going to focus on the 7 strands of the junior cycle physical education curriculum. So aquatics, well, we're going to work on aquatics. We have the arena right next to us, but outdoor adventure ed, games, gymnastics. So it's a chance for them to offer content they've been working on for the last 2.5 years and apply it for students with special needs. And
can anybody in Limerick who has special needs apply to participate?
Any, yeah.
Is there any cost for them?
€25 per semester, and there's 10 Thursdays.
Oh, that's for nothing. Like, you'd pay that almost a trip to the swimming pool once or twice.
My co-director, Bridget Moody, we wanted to offer it for free, but then we started talking. We talked to other individuals who have similar programs, like colleagues of mine back in the States, and it's almost, if you didn't charge something, people may not feel, oh, we don't have to go. So if you had to maybe charge something, so they'd feel, oh, we are paying for something, maybe we should go, and there might be a spot that somebody else would want if there is a waiting list. So we decided €25 seemed to
Would it work on a weekly basis?
That's what we're doing. So it'd be 10 weeks starting around September 22nd. I think that's the first Thursday we think we'd be ready. We're going to be ready. Ends November 24th. So it's a pilot with our physical education. If this seems to go well, the other side of our cohort, our sports science students, if there was a module that they might be interested in also getting experience maybe from a sport coaching type of point of view, I'd like to see if we could continue it, an autumn version and a spring version. If that were to go well, a summer version.
You said you were involved in a program like this in the United States. Mm-hmm. What sort of impact did you see it having on the participants themselves, first of all, and then secondly on the students?
Well, it's interesting because inclusive environments are very important, but sometimes children with special needs or disabilities may still feel alienated, even though they're kind of trying to be in an inclusive environment. This is just an opportunity for them to see and interact socially. It's a skill that they all need to work on as well, with other children that may be having different challenges, not the exact same challenges, but it's just a chance to be themselves in a way they may not fully get to be in the regular school setting. So you see a lot of empowerment. They create lifelong friends, at least in the experiences I've had. Our coaches or peer buddies have kept in contact. One of the requirements for our students is that they call parents each week just to see how the child's doing, what's going on in their life. It's not just going to be, at least the design is not to be, they just show up, we're going to do physical activities for an hour, and that's it. It's to understand what's going on in that child's life, and that child will hopefully learn that someone is interested in them and helping them. So it's a two-way street in a sense. And the students,
does it ever ignite any interest in them, maybe perhaps in working in things like sports therapy?
We'd hope so. I mean, my experience, I was a group leader, and I had 11 to 13-year-olds. That was 10 years ago. I'd love to, know what happened to them. It's hard to keep in touch, but whether or not what they've done going forward, if activity had increased, I couldn't tell you that right now, but it would be nice that they had that opportunity. They could go into something that was sport or physical activity related.
Okay, so anybody who wants to take part, how do they get in contact? How many people actually, sorry, did you say you're going to accommodate?
Well, we're trying to pilot 40. We have our third year cohort of physical education students. I think we have 70 or so. And if we take, say, 8 or 10, and they serve as the lesson plan coordinators, their job is to plan what's going to happen in each lesson. So that should leave us around 60. So we thought 40 would be a nice number. I think we top it off around 60, because if we're to pair each third year with a student. So, and it's important that those third years are there every Thursday. We want every person to have a buddy.
You don't want somebody showing up and saying, sorry, your student's off sick today. Yeah,
or they had a match or something.
Okay, so you have to have a few
in reserve,
spare students.
Roaming. We use a person that may have a lot of needs. We might assign 2 third years to them, so they can take turns. Or if they use a wheelchair, we'd like to get a wheelchair, and the activity is also conducted with our peer in the wheelchair also doing the activities. We're working on that part, though, right now, getting that equipment. So.
Okay, it sounds like a fantastic program. How do people get in contact?
Well, they can go to the UL website and search iPlay in the search bracket, and it should take them to the page. I'll warn them that our page's formatting issues are kind of interesting. It looks great when I send it into it, but it looks a little weird. But the information is correct, and we're going to attach a application form to it that they could download and just bring it or send it to the PESS department.
Okay, as I said, it sounds like a fantastic program. Dr. Daniel Tyndall of UL, we wish you all the best with it.
Thank you very much.